think probably Dr. Doom first.
Yeah. Also, by the way, just in case you cared, the Cody Co part of the video did not get posted at the end of the stream. Because like Jenny was like, that was really fucked up. You should not have said that. Yeah, but she was just like, don't say that. Yeah, no, I get it. It was wrong. I got to disable my ad blocker. That's lame.
What? But what if you don't want to see ads? Then what?
I guess I'll be forced to. Okay, give me 1 sec.
Sure.
We'll have plenty of. I'm trying to look up. I'll do the. We're gonna do the. All right, yeah, that's what you get, stream. You get my grunting. How does it feel to get that grunt?
You know what it feels like?
What does it feel like?
It feels like I want to put a. Actually, I can't. We're already streaming. I can't threaten unaliving already.
Yeah, I mean that would be pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
Already start.
Damn it. Damn.
Oh man.
Would have made for great content too.
Yeah, dude, it would have been hilarious, dog. Mm-hmm. Dude, poggers, if you will.
Shout out to the boys in the afterlight.
The fuck is that show called? The Infiltrator? What the fuck?
The Infiltrator.
It's a TV show I want to talk about because we're gonna. Hello, stream. Obviously, we are on screen right now, so sup.
Oh shit! I was gooning, dude. You gotta tell me,
dude. They need to see you goon. Like the fuck.
There's a lot of gooners. There's a lot of gooners out there.
I don't know. I don't like that word. Do not say that word ever again.
I watched Turkey Tom on occasion. He's like, I'm gooning. That's the only way I know about that.
Yeah, that's it. Not because you're a disgusting Gen Zer.
No, although I got some of the lingo down, right?
And yeah, you got some of the lingo.
Your fiance probably knows this. So my sister taught me this while I was on vacation. Yeah, so Ohio means bad. Anything. So you put Ohio in front of anything, it means like, oh, you have Ohio Riz. That means like you have -5 Riz.
I'm gonna be so honest with you. I have never heard that before.
It's skibbity. Skibbity apparently is a thing.
I mean, I've definitely heard that. Skibbity
in front of anything. By the way, we're not going to touch upon it, but like, apparently Michael Bay is making a skibbity toilet movie.
Oh my god, I hate the internet, dude. That's a lie. That's not real. That's fake. That is fake.
No, it's real. Look it up.
No, that's fake news, dude.
No, it's real.
So not real. But
it is
hey,
real.
stream.
It's actually real.
What's up, guys? What are we going to talk about today, JJ? If it isn't already in the title.
We're going to talk about, obviously, the big news. Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Dr. Doom in the MCU. I made a video about this on my channel. And
everyone on the planet has made a video.
Of the comments are completely and utter brain-dead garbage. Like, seriously like mentally not sound, like just people just like you're desperate. The MCU isn't desperate. I'm like, number one, every YouTuber is desperate for numbers. Obviously, that's the name of the game. You put catchy title and put
what
like
is the statement?
A nice little thumbnail in there to get more eyes on it. Yeah, but like they're like, well, Robert Downey Jr. is gonna make a lot of money. It's
dude,
like,
you got 1.4K
okay,
on it, bro.
Yeah. It's doing pretty good.
I like how I'm gonna show this on stream. You might be able to. I have to show this on Discord for you to see what I'm looking at.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Let me just pull that up real quick.
Yeah, but like it's just so funny how they try to masquerade like, oh, I'm not an MCU fanboy, but like you're being a snowflake right now.
So
like,
so everybody,
I said was
this is JJ's video.
Yeah. Damn, 51 likes. Wow, I didn't even see that. That's something new. I didn't.
Why the fuck is Paul Rudd here?
Oh, I mentioned Paul Rudd.
Did you mention Bradley Cooper?
When did I mention? No, actually, I didn't. No, wait. Yes, I did. I mentioned Bradley Cooper. I mentioned Paul. Yes. Okay. So I mentioned Paul Rudd because I shit on an Ant-Man movie, and I was like, I just want to clarify, I don't hate Paul Rudd, but I hate the Ant-Man movies. And then Bradley Cooper, I brought up the example, like, I wouldn't mind if Bradley Cooper came back in a live-action role in the MCU, because all he did was voice for Rocket Raccoon, so he could easily be a distinguished character. Same with Vin Diesel, as I Am Groot. All he said is I Am Groot. He could easily come back as a different character. But with Robert Downey Jr., his face, likeness, mannerisms are just so tied into Iron Man. It doesn't make sense in my opinion. Although, yes, well, apparently you didn't know that in a What If comic, Tony Stark became Dr.Doom. It's like, yeah, I want my Dr. Doom in a mainline movie to be based on that instead of, I don't know, the millions of other stories that Victor Von Doom has been part of. I want this, and let's be honest, the MCU, they don't, like, the writers have come out, there's a whole compilation online where, like, the writers, like, we've never read a single comic book. I guarantee you they didn't. Like, this is just, it's a desperate attempt to get people back into seats. Like, let's just be honest. Also, I find the title itself hilarious. Avengers.
Yeah, real quick, JJ.
Who the fuck are the Avengers right now?
That's true. Sorry. That's true. But real quick, if you want to leave the collab and come back,
okay, because
you are freezing hard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you are freezing super hard. But I'll keep talking. No, yeah, let's just jump into it, bro. We're gonna start with talking about Dr. Doom being announced as
Am I back?
As yeah, you're back. As we're gonna talk about. No, you're good right now, but I'll keep an eye on it. We're gonna talk about Dr. Doom, casted as Robert Downey Jr. is cast as Dr. Doom. Honestly, if you want, you guys can go ahead and watch JJ's video. This is a pretty good video. I'm not just trying to gas him up, because he's my friend, but it is a pretty good video and kind of explains his thoughts on the whole thing. We're gonna go a little bit into it, kind of do a back and forth here, because I have some thoughts myself. Which I will start first because fuck you, JJ. I want to do what I want to do. So yeah, Robert Downey Jr. We both can agree on this. This is like just desperate town. Marvel, Disney are like, what the fuck do we do next? We can't get anybody in those seats except for seeing a stupid red man and a stupid yellow man fighting multiverse versions of themselves and other characters.
Hello, yellow man.
It's like it is they're just screaming like, we don't know what to do, we have no confidence in our material, so let's keep rehashing old things because that's the only thing that is selling right now. I mean, it's the same reason why people came back to watch Guardians of the Galaxy, because the nostalgia of the franchise, the end of the franchise, it kind of gives that exact same vibe, like it's the end of an era with like Deadpool, whereas Dr. Doom, Robert Downey Jr. being Dr. Doom, it's like, let's rehash on everything that's old. Let's bring back the Russo brothers, even though me and you both hate those guys. They're awful. I think they are truly some of the most creatively bankrupt people in the industry. And like you mentioned in your video, their AI shit is just so freaking
That happened in
awful.
April. That article came out in April. Like, do we have memories of fucking goldfish?
Dude, people do.
What the fuck?
People do, and that's what's so bad about it. Because like I forgot until you mentioned it. like
well, there
people.
Someone who commented under the video, he has like 12K subscribers, and I looked into his channel. He's a voice actor. He's like, yeah, I can't believe like people just forgot about that. I was like, well, I fucking did. Also, the little like bullshit. It was a bullshit funny video, but like it just rubbed me the wrong way. Of Martin Scorsese, he's just cute. Posted a cute little picture of his dog named Oscar, and then one of the Russo brothers like, Oscar, that's a cute name. My dog's name is Box Office. I'm like, you bankrupt hack fuck. You do not even.
You make boring. You're
not
even
in
movies.
the same league.
See, here's the thing.
Just
we can
a little bit
me
better than a Michael Bay. That's about
you.
it. That's where you stand in the cinematic history of
JJ's
whatever the
going
fuck.
crazy.
Okay,
JJ's going crazy.
James Gunn built your entire fucking universe. He literally built the lore of the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity Stones. So don't come in here like you're hot shit. You literally were like, oh, let's incorporate AI. I can't wait until we could just sit back and type in a prompt that says AI. I want to see Tony Stark fuck Thanos. Like, fuck you. Fuck all your opinions. You mean nothing. You're an overglorified producer that somehow landed into a directing role because you could tell these films are made by committees. And that's because it's a Russo brothers picture. The only good Marvel movie you've actually... Well, nah, that's not true. All right, that's a little hyperbolic. But, like, you've made solid movies, but now all I see you as is a corporate fuking asshat. Both of yous. Anyways, also, it's funny. Someone zoomed in on their face. It's funny. Someone zoomed in on their face.
The Russo brothers.
While they were announcing it, the Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom, and they just looked totally dead inside.
Dude, it's the same thing with Robert. I saw the same thing.
You're in a sexless marriage, you fucks.
I saw the same thing with Robert Downey Jr. When he took off the mask. I was like, he looks like he doesn't want to be here. He looks so over it. It is like, so bad.
Well, the thing is, and I mean, I know this is blown out of proportions because it's Twitter, but so throughout his entire run as Iron Man, he got paid $500 million, right? That's a lot through the course of films, and he's getting $80 million apparently to star as Dr. Doom in Avengers Doomsday, right? And someone brought up a good point. It's like, that's funny because, you know, writer Peter David, who, you know, has written for Fantastic Four, Iron Man and stuff, can't even afford his medical bills and has to start a GoFundMe.
That's just the nature of the industry,
residuals.
Though. Like, you can't blame Downey for that one. That's just the nature of the industry.
No, I don't blame Downey. I blame like the companies for not being like,
yeah,
hey,
you gotta blame Disney for that one.
Or at least like with DC at the end of all their trailers, they'd be like, pick up the comic books based on this. Like, at least there's that. There's no promotion for the comic books at all in the fucking
only in like
Marvel
if you've got like the diehard director talking to you about the film, you'll get somebody to mention it in like a press junket, being like, here's the movie, here's the comics I cared about to incorporate. Like, I know with Ragnarok, they were like, we're gonna throw in like 15 different comic books into this one and like name each one, which I thought was cool. But to get back on track with Dr. Doom, so yeah, I wanted to talk about this because it's crazy. Big. And I love Paul Tassi. He's a really good Forbes writer, and he kind of writes about like he wants to talk about his theories about the character. Like, everybody's writing theories and ideas, and obviously you and me are going to do the same thing here. It's very, to us, to you and me, to a lot of people who care about the industry, who care about the movies. I mean, we are so over Marvel, but we care about like filmmaking as an art. So to us, this is super important. But it comes off very desperate for both the Russo brothers to be back and for Downey to be back. However, I don't want to knock. I know in your video you were very much like
you. Oh, okay.
You're frozen again. So I'm gonna just keep that in mind.
No, you're frozen.
But Robert Downey Jr. is a fantastic actor. I think we need to give a little benefit of the doubt, play a little bit of devil advocate here, and see what hopefully they do with the character in a more positive light. The cynical side of me, which is in agreement with you, is they're going to make this a fucking Tony Stark variant. They're going to show him like crazy, being like, hey, this is Tony Stark turned into Dr. Doom somehow. Because, like, as annoying as it is, like, people aren't going to disassociate Robert Downey Jr. with Tony Stark. So they're going to have to. They? I feel like they can, because I'm gonna bring up. Let me bring up something before you speak.
Okay.
Because you have a whole ass 10-minute video. Let me talk.
You're right.
Robert Downey Jr. played in this TV show on Netflix called The Sympathizer, and in this TV show, Robert Downey Jr. plays not one, not two, not three, but 4 different characters in this whole series. He plays five characters. He plays 5 characters in this series. And it was not hard for me to be like, to disassociate myself from each character, even though they're all played by the exact same actor. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, because he's a good actor, like there's no denying Robert Downey Jr. is one of the best actors of our time right now. So I feel like if they go a more positive route, which is they really play up like it actually being Victor Von Doom and not a Tony Stark variant, I feel like Robert would do an amazing job as the character. Because he can. He's played villainous characters in the past, like with Oppenheimer. He does a really good fucking job in that movie. Same thing with his other shit. Like, I love him in The Judge. Like, I love that show, that movie. Sherlock Holmes, I mean, it's kind of like Tony Stark, but you know, like he's a good actor. I feel like we're giving him not a lot of credit. You know, I think as a decision it's stupid, but I think he can pull it off if they go in the right direction with it. If they go the Tony Stark variant and it's just Tony Stark with a metal mask, it's gonna suck. But if it's actually Victor Von Doom and we never actually see his face, we just see him as Dr. Doom, like in the armor and everything, I think it could work. What do you think about that? You're like, fuck you, Peter. He's gonna be shit. Right. It's so desperate. It's so dumb.
I heard what you say. I'm gonna break it down. So, I don't doubt his acting ability. Obviously, he's a very good actor. Oscar nominee for Oppenheimer. You don't pay $80 million for an actor to not show their face and likeness whatsoever.
You don't know. No shit. Yeah, no shit. He's gonna sell. He's gonna sell so much.
And they can't just, once they show his face, they could try to disfigure it and all that, but you don't just show his face and just be. It's like, okay, here's a perfect example, right? It's like when Nicolas Cage tries to do a serious role, right?
Yeah, like Long Legs.
Right. And I saw Long Legs. I thought it was
Did you like
decent. It? Him as Long Legs, it kind of takes out of it because it's like, oh, that's Nicolas Cage. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, it kind of devotes.
His presence is stronger than his character.
They put a lot of prosthetics and stuff on that man's face, and it was still just like, oh, that's that Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage. I feel the same sort of way. How Robert Downey Jr. is going to be. I haven't seen the TV show that you mentioned. I hope for Dr. Doom he just does the Dr. Doolittle voice.
That would be so funny. I would love the movie even more.
I just more coming from as a fan of. I've been reading Mark Waid and Jonathan Hickman's run on Fantastic Four. I've read Secret Wars. Dr. Doom is such a menace as his own character.
Yeah.
And this just feels like just took that aspect away of it, because it has to be an Iron Man variant. It absolutely has to. And if it isn't, then it's just going to be distracting, because all you're going to think is in your head that's like, that's just Robert Downey Jr. That's Iron Man. That's Iron Man. And again, you don't pay $80 million and banking on nostalgia just to be like, oh, that's not Iron Man. It totally is. Unless if they kill him, which again, you just spent $80 million to kill Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom
again,
to introduce the new Doom, Like,
again. You kill Robert Downey Jr. again.
yeah, like
no, I trust me. I am very much on the cynical side with you.
I understand. Yeah, he's a great actor and all that, but
I just feel like you have to take yourself out of it.
He's such a big core. No, he's like the pillar of the MCU, so it's hard to ignore. Just be like, just ignore that. Nah, he's been there since the jump, and now he's coming back. There's no way to just discount that, you know? I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like that decision. You could have given it to Cillian Murphy. Mark Strong gave a character.
Hell, they could have given it to Mads Mikkelsen, even though Mads Mikkelsen was already in the MCU.
Or go younger. Like go what's his face? Michael Fassbender. Give it to him.
He is not young. He is in his 50s.
The guy from it's
Dr. You can't. But the thing is, you can't give
John
it
Hamm.
to
John Hamm is a good pick as well. You know?
John Hamm. You think so?
It's just from Mad Men. Yeah.
I know who John Hamm is. I'm just saying, John Hamm. That's crazy.
I don't know. Have you seen Mad Men?
That's what I'm saying. Have you seen
Mad Men?
You're telling me to watch Mad Men, and I'm telling you, the sympathizer. He played 5 different characters in the exact same show, and it was believable.
Sure,
like,
but the difference is John Hamm hasn't played the role in the MCU ever before, whereas Tony Stark is a main pillar for Iron Man and the Avengers.
I saw a thing that Kai Cenat was in the MCU. Pillar. Kai Cenat played a Deadpool variant. I wish I was.
Did he actually? I heard that Tom Holland's brother played a.
That's
Deadpool
what I'm saying.
Variant.
Yeah, I heard some people were Deadpool variants in the movie, which we immediately already brought up spoilers.
I think we're just at a standstill here. I don't see it as a good thing. The Marvel fanboys are coming after me in those comments. A lot of them are funny.
No, look, I think people are being way too optimistic.
You're baiting children, and I'm
yeah, that one was funny. I read that comment, but like,
one of them called me a snowflake. That was fucking funny. I'm like, you're fucking snowflake messaging me, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
I feel like with
this,
how dare
you insult this casting? Fuck you, dude. You're probably the motherfucker next to me that cried during Endgame when Tony Stark died. Fucking
he definitely was. Anybody who's defending anybody who's defending this is definitely.
Marvel
on they are in the sauce, dude. Like me and you are out of it, but I feel like with this, like, you know, let's wait and see a little bit. I'm very skeptical. I'm like, this just seems desperate. Like, you have, like, immediately when we saw the news, you and me were texting back and forth being like, this is fucking stupid.
I just said this sucks ass because
it does suck, like, because in terms of, like you were saying, it would have been nicer to see, like, a different actor. You know, you could have gotten a bigger, like, a just as equally big name actor to play the role, but they chose not to because, like,
that guy who
Robert just brings in the money.
Voicing Galactus, he would have been a good live action, but again, he's voicing Galactus, whatever. But Javier Bardem, can you imagine a Dr. Doom Javier Bardem? That's
that would
aura
be crazy
right there. That's pure threatening aura, dude.
But yeah, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, we just gotta wait to see. I mean, the movie comes out in like 2 years, so
I hope they spend $80 million for Robert Downey Jr. Dr. Doom to get capped in the first 5 minutes.
I mean, I'm more so worried that the Russo brothers are just going to screw it up. I feel like Robert will play the character well.
They'll probably use some AI too.
Yeah, fuck those guys. We hate the Russo brothers. They are not like us. If we could make a not like us diss track, we're doing it to them.
They're not like.
We don't know that.
People.
We don't know
like
that.
Us.
We don't know that.
But we also don't know that they're not that.
We don't know that. You know how, like, at the end of, because
you were to say that about Bryan Singer.
That's what I was gonna say. I bet you watched the Red Letter Media video after you watched the movie.
I watched the Cosmonaut and the Red Letter Media review.
And, like, them being like, yeah, the montage at the end is really sweet, except for the fact that, like, a majority of that is with, like,
Bryan Singer,
the devil.
Yeah. And I didn't even know that Brian Peck was on a commentary track.
I didn't know that either. But why don't we get in? Ultimately, my thought, I think we both could agree. We just gotta wait to see. We're both not happy with what they're doing with Doctor. I don't like what they're doing with Dr. Doom, but I want to wait and see. I want to give them an opportunity to show us.
they just
yeah, it's rushed,
dude.
They had to kill Kang. They had to get rid of him.
That's what I mean. Like, I even said in the video, that means Ant-Man 3, totally worthless. You don't need to watch it at all. You know how they're like, oh, well, every Marvel movie you got to watch. The majority of, like, Phase 4 and 5, you don't have to watch it. You know, you can you can finally pick and choose out of this whole multiverse saga. You can pick and choose, watch.
Dude, that's the thing. Even then, not really.
Because nothing matters.
Even then, not really. Because, like, my fiance kept asking me questions during Deadpool. Because there's a lot of stuff.
Relating what to the MCU? Well, besides the Loki stuff, but besides that, I mean, not really.
I mean, even in this, you have to know a lot about like the industry in terms of like failed projects and like terrible stuff.
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about, but why don't we get into it with Deadpool, since that's the biggest thing here. JJ, before we jump into mega spoilers. On Deadpool and Wolverine, let's just jump into our general thoughts. You know, sure. I think this is not the weakest version of. Oh, give me 1 second, JJ. I apologize. I'll put your camera on. You can go ahead and talk, baby.
There, I'll give you 1 second. So, I have a video on this that I posted today. It's on the Jack Hudson channel. Make sure to check that out. So in the age of the internet, you either have to love or hate something, and I am pretty much in between with this movie. I kind of view this more as a Deadpool 2.5 because in the other Deadpool movies, he establishes a family, and in this one, that family is condensed into a photograph. Like Colossus doesn't even have a single line. In the last movie, Vanessa was pregnant. I guess we decided to drop that all fucking together. That plot line. So it more works as like a, hey, Deadpool's gonna be part of the multiverse kind of thing, and less so about the Deadpool character himself, because Deadpool's only motivation and doesn't really have that much of a character arc is, hey, I want to be part of the Marvel Universe. But then at the end, he realizes that the family he had was the family he needed, kind of thing. It's like, okay. And, you know, Hugh Jackman. All right, listen, I'm ragging on already, but my general thoughts is it's pretty good. Okay, I'm not absolutely like this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. It's more like it's all right, you know. I would put it like a B tier on the Marvel scale, I guess. Out of a tier list, I'd give it like a B. Here comes Mr. Peter. Mr. Peter.
What about me?
From Deadpool, you're Peter.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of the movie. Seeing them all go crazy for Peter.
I just said basically that this doesn't really feel like Deadpool 3. It feels like a Deadpool 2.5 because the character himself doesn't really develop. Because all the characters from the previous movies are condensed into a photograph. Colossus doesn't even have a line. They abandoned the pregnancy plot line from the last movie. Vanessa was assumed to be pregnant. Went out the fucking window. Also, it's kind of funny how they refer to her as a stripper when clearly she was a prostitute. But I feel like that was Disney legalese. Like
being like, yeah, we can't
call her a prostitute.
Yeah, that would be weird. Yeah. No, I feel like I wouldn't say like it's a 2.5. I just feel like it is not even like part of the trilogy. I feel like it is just a misadventure of Deadpool. And in that regard, it kind of like makes it low key like weakest makes it seem like it was a bad movie. I think I
still like it more than Deadpool 2.
I actually like Deadpool 2 a little more than this, just because I like
Deadpool and Wolverine and Deadpool 2 for me.
Oh, okay. I like Deadpool 1. I think it literally goes 1, 2, and 3. I like the first one, second one, and then the third one. Just because like this third one, like it is No Way Home on crack. It is just
and
like, hey,
worse version.
Hey, let's show all of these characters that you guys know and love, all of these actors who were originally these characters or were supposed to be these characters, and just throw him in the chopping block. I just think it's so funny that the TVA, the whole idea is the TVA is getting rid of the Fox universe by just vaporizing all of the characters.
That'd be like Logan was like the best thing out of that whole universe, so he's gone. Let's just kill it. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. And then they don't,
Yeah.
because they got a new anchor being, which is like a whole thing.
I know. Now that whole thing is like,
but
okay.
I mean, I think literally they did a good job with this movie. I think, the acting, I think everybody who was a part of this, even some of the actors who are definitely just like there for cameos, surprisingly did a pretty good job. They didn't just like phone it in. They were like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. Let's have fun with this. Let's take it as not seriously as possible and just enjoy this surprising concoction of nostalgia and action. Yeah. And I will say, I think the action in this is fantastic. The opening scene is just is a banger. It is so like good one of the what they do.
Best action scenes in the movie.
Yeah, it is so good. I mean, even the action scene at the end of the movie is really well choreographed. Like, I think this is the better looking MCU movie we've seen since probably Guardians. You said in your review that there were some moments that felt awkward. But I think they did way better than like Miss Marvel, the Marvels, or or Secret Invasion. Like, it just looks way better. It looks better than Thor: Love and Thunder. Like, that's how good they did with this movie. So yeah, I mean, I would say, like you said in your video, if you're a Deadpool fan, you would enjoy this. If you're an MCU fan, I think you would enjoy this. And especially if you are a Fox fan, you would enjoy this. You and me were mentioning before the stream, like over text before we saw the movies, I could tell this was a love letter to not just Deadpool, but the Fox franchise and the X-Men franchise as a whole. So I know you and me have been rewatching some of the X-Men movies, and they even do a cute little like montage at the end of the movie to like recap all of like, the good times that came with these movies. And you could tell that like this is the end of the Fox era, and I kind of hope they move past it with their own interpretations of these characters.
Did you see how much money this fucking movie is making?
Yeah, it made $500 million. And I saw.
It's not even a full fucking week.
I know, it's a weekend. The box office returns were $500 million.
Right. We still have the rest of the week.
I know. You said at the end of your video, you hope they don't bring back Logan. They probably will.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't
mind. Like, I don't mind Deadpool. Like, just popping in an Avengers meeting, like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" Or like,
he's gonna be in Secret Wars. Like, it's very obvious.
I mean, all of them are gonna be in Secret Wars, probably. I mean, Kevin Feige's writing handing out people blank checks and being like, "You're gonna show up, right?" Like,
yeah, I mean,
there's no fucking way.
Let's just hop into spoilers. I think we can both say, we enjoyed this movie. We liked it a lot. And we recommend.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I wouldn't say I liked it a lot, but
I would recommend it. I would recommend the movie.
I would recommend it still. Yeah.
I would say it's like second to Guardians. If Guardians is the best of this phase, this is like the second best MCU movie that's came out. There's literally nothing else. Like, I mean, obviously there's Loki. That you can hark to, still. But like Loki's kind of like recommended reading before you watch this movie. Just a little bit.
Definitely a recommended reading.
Because it is heavily.
My mother is going to be entirely confused.
Yeah, because it's like there's a lot of like the void is very much explained in that show. The TVA is explained in like the different factions within the TVA. Is explained a lot more in the show. I'm surprised they didn't go and bring Loki in for like a quick cameo. That's the biggest surprise. They brought in that chick, and that's it.
I am so happy that they didn't bring a lot of like MCU people over. I was glad that a lot of the cameos, and that's why I don't mind a lot of the cameos, because they're more Fox centric. Like if if fucking Scarlett Johansson starts showing up, then fucking Tony Stark. Like then I'd just be like,
Yeah.
okay. I guess this.
Well,
is
that's
just
gonna be Secret
Avengers.
Wars, so that's gonna be
Yeah,
Secret
I know.
Wars.
Yeah.
So, but
and let's not kid ourselves, okay? We complain and we complain. I'm still gonna go see Avengers Doomsday. I'm still gonna go see, like, as much as we bitch and complain. I'm like, yeah, I already bought my ticket.
That's what my fiance said. That's what my fiance said. We were talking about the Dr. Doom stuff, and she's like, "Yeah, you're bitching and moaning now, but you're the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna go see it, and you're gonna talk about it."
Well, I don't know. Maybe because this is an interesting conversation. Maybe I'll make a whole video about it. But like, who are the Avengers right now? And like, if the Avengers don't sell themselves in Doomsday, are people gonna give a shit anymore?
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like we
Spider-Man
all thought,
should be the lead of the team,
but he's not because they killed off the idea of Peter Parker in the MCU.
How'd that end? Oh yeah. Yep.
They got rid of the idea of Peter Parker, so they can literally.
So it's just Spider-Man.
Yeah, they could do anything they want. They don't have to have Peter Parker anymore. Yeah.
Are you gonna have Captain Marvel lead?
That's who they want. I mean, let's be honest, the real person was supposed to be T'Challa, but unfortunately, with Chadwick Boseman's death, they kind of had to lose that one.
Unless that kid grows up real fucking fast.
Yeah. Or if they, because I know that Chris Hemsworth was like, I will only do another Thor if it's like an actual serious, a serious take on the character.
Can you imagine like the Northman meets Thor? I'd be gooning all over the theater.
Here's the thing, like, do you think the MCU
George Miller's Thor would be unbelievable?
Do you think Disney would go for like a more serious show after the success of this movie? Or do you think this movie is just like an oddity?
Oddity. Like, they can't get Blade off the ground because it's too complex. Do you know what Blade's about?
My friend, I can't hear you. I don't know why.
Wait, seriously? Can you hear me now? Hello?
Give me one second.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Your talk?
Yo.
I can probably hear you on stream. Let me see what's going on.
Yeah, they could definitely hear me on stream. Another turnip or fork stuck in the road.
Oh yeah, I can hear you on the stream. I just can't hear you on my computer.
What the fuck?
That is weird. I wonder if I can hear any video, because if I can't hear you, that's gonna suck.
Robert Downey Jr. is apparently Dr.
Oh yeah, it's the.
Oh, you play one of my videos? That's sweet.
That was weird. Give me 1 second here, JJ. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that was weird. The banana app that I used just kind of like crashed on me. It's okay though. All right. So
fun.
Yeah. The fuck were we saying?
I'm trying to remember.
Here, I'll pull it back up on the stream.
They're such fucking idiots. God damn it. Shit. Oh, Avengers. We were talking about who's leading the Avengers.
We were saying, I was saying like a more serious take on like the Marvel movies. With how
Thor.
Successful,
Yeah. Oh, Blade. That's it. Blade. We were talking about Blade.
Okay.
Yeah. So Kevin Feige is like, the script, it's being written like 5 times. We're just trying to find the right script. Blade, it's very complicated. Blade is about one thing. A man who kills vampires. You know how you make that good? John Wick, but killing vampires. The script literally writes itself. Actually writes itself. It doesn't need to be any more complex than that. But Disney is still pussyfooting over fucking having any kind of violent content. Now, people might say, well, Deadpool Wolverine is successful so far, and that's rated R, so your point is bleh. But the difference is, I think, with Deadpool, he's so attached to the Ryan Reynolds character that people are going to see the Ryan Reynolds movie as Deadpool because it's funny. Blade is not really a comedy. It's going to be just straight up a violent movie, which is why if they want to do this and still want to make a profit, I think just lower the fucking budget on Blade. Make it like almost like an indie like MCU. So instead of like, 30 or like $300 million, just make it for like $100 million or something like that. Make it really under, like, you don't need a large budget. Cut down on the CGI. Just do practical, like the original Blade movies, and then you'll be fine. But the problem is they're so big content brain. It's like, well, we got to put a bunch of money into this, or else people will think we don't have any faith in it. When that's
the thing is, they already have put so much money into this movie because
and Mahershala Ali is like losing faith, and like I think he would make a really good Blade.
Like, how could you keep faith when the studio just keeps fucking the production up and keeps doing rewrites?
The shit was announced during Phase 4. We're almost done with Phase 5.
Yeah, no, they really are dropping the ball with Blade. They're dropping the ball a lot of their production.
It's just easy.
I feel like we are saying it's easy, but they are clearly botching something.
I would
in the back end
agree with you,
in the
but
background
with this character, it's fucking easy as hell. Unless if the background is like you have to make it PG-13, otherwise just throw the fucking movie out.
Well, the problem is like with Blade, he's not like an established. He's not like an established character like they did with Deadpool.
Right.
Like with Deadpool, they're like, okay, you know what? We will give Ryan Reynolds his stupid little movie because we see it sold well. Like, but with Blade, it's like, are people gonna watch it? Like,
like
it's just hard.
Nostalgic for Blade, but Wesley Snipes' Blade.
Well, like,
that's why you gotta make it under budget.
And that's why he's in the Deadpool movie, because like,
and he has that one line that was fucking awesome. He's like, "There's only gonna be one Blade," and honestly, I think that might be true.
Unfortunately, it might be. I saw a press junket with him who was like, "I don't want to step on the toes of Mahershala, but I wanted to do it one more time," and it's like, yeah, I mean, like he might only be the only Blade now.
If the Blade movie has anything to do with the multiverse, I'm gonna fucking.
Well, it shouldn't. It should. It's supposed to be about like wherever they left off with John Morgan or wherever the fuck Jon Snow's character at the end of Eternals.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to do with the multiverse. That's just
no. It has to do with like supernatural. This is his aspect.
Yeah.
His character is supernatural. But I don't want
like
MCU.
Wesley Snipes' Blade to stumble upon Mahershala Ali's movie, because then that would just be like, oh, well, you're just kind of taking the wind out of Mahershala Ali's.
No, I think if they're going to ever bring back Wesley Snipes, it'll be for Secret Wars. I don't think they're going to bring him back for Blade. I think that'd be stupid. But with Deadpool and Wolverine, I think Wolverine, I think Hugh Jackman does not phone it in. He does such a good job playing this new version of Wolverine. Was I completely into the story? No, but I definitely could tell like Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, good duo. They really cared about the material. Chemistry's on point. If you watch any of the press junkets with both of them, they are in love with each other. It is you can't have good chemistry like that unless these two people gave a shit. And it is very clear they gave a shit in this movie. Ryan Reynolds does a great job as Deadpool. As always, I don't think it, like you said, it was getting it was wearing a little thin for you. I thought it was good throughout the whole movie. I didn't think it was taking up too much because there's just so much, like you said, like
I think
Deadpool isn't the focus.
Deadpool's humor is entirely subjective. You're either on board with it or you're not. And for the most part, I am. But then, like, my problem is I'm always like, by the end of any Deadpool, anything, video game, comic book, or movie, I'm just like, okay, yep, I get it.
That's enough
Like,
Deadpool
you know what
for
I mean?
me.
Yeah. I could do with an hour and a half Deadpool, I would say, probably. Like,
I
you know
get
what the
that.
perfect Deadpool thing is? It was this Marvel animated movie called Hulk Versus, and it was Hulk versus Thor, Hulk versus Wolverine. The Hulk versus Wolverine one has I think it's Drake from Uncharted,
Nolan
the
North.
voice actor. Yeah, Nolan North voices Deadpool. 30 minutes, perfect. Perfect Deadpool time.
Yeah.
Like the best adaptation, or not the best adaptation, but like one of the good adaptations of Deadpool is just that little 30 minutes because he's just fucking. That's how I got introduced to Deadpool, was that movie. Um, but yeah, I mean, I feel like this one was a little bit more tame than the other ones.
Had to be.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it had
like
to be, unfortunately. Like it wasn't going to be as like raunchy or.
like
I mean, it still
the
had
only
it.
thing they
It
had going
definitely
for it
still had
is
it.
like fuckity fuckity fuckity, but that's about it.
There was also a lot of stabbing and a lot of shooting and a lot of
Yeah.
murder. There was a lot. There was a lot. I think one of my favorite scenes was not only the beginning but also the Honda Odyssey scene between Wolverine
That's
and Deadpool.
awesome.
Seeing them just beat the shit out of each other in
And
a van.
it's not the generic like, oh, it's like at a generic airport. It's in a fucking
It isn't a
like,
Honda.
that's awesome.
How do you and like why would they
And
just keep going back in the Honda? Why wouldn't you get out of the Honda?
People getting mad at like the blood spilling onto like the bumper sticker with the thing that says Christ on it. There's like a whole bunch of people mad about that. It's like, all right, we still got some controversy in here. Let's go.
Yeah, and I mean like
it was some controversy.
And it was funny, like him saying so many different things in the movie, and then just being like, "Oh shit, that's gonna upset the woke mob. Oh shit, that's gonna upset that's gonna upset the conservatives. Oh no, don't want your mother watching this movie." Like it's very clear that he doesn't give a shit what anyone thinks about these movies.
They're gonna go see it either way. So
yeah, I mean, and I think like with that, you know, they do a really good job with the whole like tongue-in-cheek stuff, the whole I think while it is like a fucking orgy fest of fucking references, I think they do a good job with the references that to me it wasn't extremely unbearable. Obviously it was noticeable, but who was your favorite reference? We're on spoilers, so.
I know, but you're going to call me such a nerd. I loved that he went to the different Wolverine comic book universes. That was so like I'm like, that's fucking Age of Apocalypse. That's fucking Max. That's from Uncanny X-Men issue, I forget issue something. And then he travels and it's Hugh Jackman like about to first the Hulk. I'm like, that's the first appearance of Wolverine. Like it was just like, oh wow, like actually like paying attention to comic books and stuff.
What was up with that Henry Cavill one?
That's my favorite.
What was up with that? I don't get it. I didn't get that one.
Right after Henry Cavill, like, he was like, "I'm coming back as Superman," and then like 2 months later, James Gunn's like, "Nah."
Yeah.
So that people were like, "Oh, what could Henry Cavill play?" Some people were saying Doom. Some people were saying some other characters, but one of them that was going around for a little bit was Wolverine. So I think that was a homage to that. And my favorite part is he does the arm reload that he does in Mission Impossible. So in Mission Impossible, his character is getting like beat up, right? And he gets back up, and then he does this like reload thing with his arms. He's like, he's ready to go, and he does that same thing in that. I'm like, that's I love. I love Henry Cavill, but yeah. So that was probably my favorite.
My favorite was Gambit. Gambit being in this was so cool.
Gambit was weird. I was just like, I was not because it was bad, but because I was wholly not expecting that. And Steph was like, wait, what? And I had to like real quick. I'm like, he was gonna be Gambit, but then some.
That's what I was saying. Like my fiance kept asking me similar questions, being like, because like so last stream I told you that we got spoiled for the movie.
Yeah.
So
was that Channing Tatum?
So no.
Oh.
My fiance was like, it's gonna be Johnny Storm is back as Chris Evans is back as Johnny Storm.
Oh,
that's what she was excited. Damn. That's what she was excited to tell me about, and I was like, oh no, Wesley Snipes is gonna be in this movie, right? Blade's gonna be in it, and she's like, how did you know that? I'm like, because he's in the Ryan Reynolds is an axe in the third movie. He's in the third movie.
Yeah.
And she's like, he is? I'm like, yeah. Yeah. She's like, I've never seen Blade, so I wouldn't know. And I was like, yeah.
What
No,
my other favorite
Wolverine
ones was,
does not fight the Hulk. We don't see it, at least. There was a comment.
Oh, no, but Jennifer Gardner as Elektra, I was like,
yeah,
I wonder if they could bring
Elektra.
like Ben Affleck back, and they say like,
There's referencing.
Daredevil died, and then Deadpool's like, I'm so sorry. She's like, it's all right, because they had a divorce. That was my favorite joke in the whole fucking movie. I was
that was a good joke. I actually didn't mind the humor in this one. And that could just be the audience. My audience was laughing at like literally everything.
It was a lot of the audience. So, I think these movies suffer from the Avatar effect. Like these types of movies where like you see Avatar in theaters, you're like, holy shit, that was a fucking 9 out of 10. Like you're all hyped. It's like Avatar's fucking amazing. And then you watch it at home, and then like it slowly just like it's like, oh, this isn't as good as I remember. But because you saw it in a theater, it's such a good experience. With the Marvel movies, it brings you back. You're nostalgic for that time during like Infinity War, Endgame, where the crowd was just like, oh. So then when you get a little sliver of that in these movies with the cameos, your brain goes, oh, I remember this. But then you come crashing down to reality. It's like, oh, this movie is being upheld by its cameos, and the story is lackluster. But like, look, Wesley Snipes, and you're like, dang.
Yeah, the story definitely was lackluster. Like I think with Cassandra Nova, it just didn't really work for me. Same with Mr. Paradox.
I like the performance. The motivation was off to me because she's like, I'm perfectly content with being in a void. And then like they open up the portal and they jump through it, and then she's like, never mind, I guess I'll take over the multiverse. Let's go. And it's like, what? And her character doesn't really, I know Cosmonaut already said this, so I'm kind of riffing off him, but like her character doesn't really work in depth unless if you have Charles Xavier in there.
If you don't know that, she works.
Right. And like, my girlfriend doesn't know nothing about that.
Like for me, like I didn't know she was the sister of Charles until the movie, until she mentions my brother Charles. So like I thought she worked fine. I liked the little moment she had with Wolverine where he's like, Charles, if he knew you existed, he would have tried to save you in a heartbeat because that's how good of a person he is. And it's like, oh, okay, it's cute, seeing them both reminisce about how good of a person Charles Xavier is. But then you're right. So then it's just like, oh no, she's just fucking crazy.
Yeah. I like Pyro. Pyro is in it, which was fun.
Yeah, that was cool. I also like seeing Juggernaut, OG Juggernaut, not the fucking Deadpool 2.
I think that was recasted.
Well, like the character itself is not.
Like that's not the same actor as.
It's not the same actor, but it's not the same like. It's not the same fucking
like
CGI monster in Deadpool 2. It's like the actual idea they had for the X-Men movie.
He should have said, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch." That was such. Ugh. Come on now, it's right. It writes itself.
X-23, I feel like they didn't really do a lot with her. They kind of just had her there to be like, "Hey, you guys remember Logan?"
Yeah, exactly. Member berries to the max. And I felt like, he said, "Oh, I'm Wolverine. I'm the worst Wolverine because I went out to a bar and all my friends got killed." I'm like, you see, I mean, sure, that's a bad thing, but like, that's a mistake. Like, a worse Wolverine in my eyes would be like, he just failed all the fucking work to the point where the X-Men had to kick him out because he was such a fuck up. But like, his whole thing is he's defined by one mistake. Like, I almost would have preferred it would have been much, much darker, and I wouldn't have gone through with it. But this is just an example. They also showed Old Man Logan, as well, which was cool.
Yeah.
That was him on the farm or whatever. But like in Old Man Logan in the comic books, Wolverine thinks he's killing a bunch of like X-Men villains, and then one of them was go, Logan, why? And it was Mysterio fucking with his head, and you just see him piled up with a bunch of corpses of the X-Men. So he's killing the X-Men the entire time, and Mysterio's like, bye, and then that's informs his character. Like something like, wow, that definitely is the worst Wolverine. Like, holy shit. And then him having to reconcile. Whereas this was just like, I got drunk at a bar, and then, which I don't even think Logan can do. because of his healing factor, but that's besides the point. Like, I don't know, that this version's Logan backstory didn't sell it on me. And let's be frank, it really didn't need to, because you're just there to be like, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is back, and that's about it. Which I feel like
that's all you needed.
That's why I'm so like, it's pretty good, and not like this is amazing or this is terrible or anything. It's just like, I understand why they didn't go to him death, because that's not what you're here for. You're here for the cameos and who's going to show up. That's what you're here for. Like Spider-Man No Way From Home, but like No Way Home had a little bit more meat to the cameo performances, whereas this one is just like, look at us, we're here now.
It's just what they did with these characters. They just wanted to, like I said at the beginning of this review, it's to cap off the Fox universe. Yeah. They are and done with it. Hopefully,
dead, then fine.
Not dead, just left alone. Like, leave it in its own little universe.
Yes.
Have them come back for Secret Wars and then call it.
And then after that, just fucking call it.
let's see, because like I feel like we should see more. We should have at least have a better idea of what they're going to do with the X-Men and the Fantastic Four at this point. We have a good idea. We have a bit of an idea with Fantastic Four being set in the 60s. But we know nothing about... All we know about X-Men is that Beast is there. Beast is in this universe for whatever fucking reason.
They established that in what movie?
They established that in an end credit scene at the end of the Marvels.
Oh, well, yeah, that
Let me see if I could pull that up for you. But yeah, they established literally nothing else for X-Men, and that kind of stinks. Like,
hey,
a little bit.
What else? Jordan Peterson went to Marvel Studios a couple months ago, and he was like, "Hey, I have an idea for a team in the Marvel Universe," implying probably X-Men, because X-Men social messaging is very much geared toward like racial discrimination and stuff like that. And Jordan Peterson, 2 of his films at least are all about racial inequality and stuff like that. So he would have been a perfect pick to like map out X-Men for the. Nope, it didn't go through. It's just like the Edgar Wright shit all over again. It's like, you have too much of a vision, and we don't want to hear all of that,
Here, do you want to see Beast real quick?
Oh, yeah, sure. Let me hop onto the Discord. Share the screen.
My screen is shared.
Share.
Do you see my screen? Look at Discord.
Share it.
I am sharing it.
I do not see. Oh wait. Oh, I had to click watch stream. My bad. Bozo moment on my part. Okay. Oh, there he is. He looks not so good. He looks really not so. Well, maybe it's because of the camera quality.
It's the quality so that this video doesn't get copyright striked.
Wait, it says in 4K. Who the fuck is that guy? Who the hell is this guy in the corner of the screen? What's his deal?
No, but yeah, that's him. That's the guy. That's Mr. Beast. Beastie Boy, if you will. But yeah, I want to see more of what they're going to do with those characters. Who
was that guy though?
The guy in the corner, that was just an edit, JJ.
Well, it confused me.
This is why you can't comprehend Robert Downey Jr. playing a different character.
Right, that's why I'm a
Dr.Doom. Yeah, because you see something on screen, and you're like, I don't get it. I need this to be explained.
Wait, so the context? I didn't get to hear any of the audio.
I turned the audio off. They woke up. They woke up, and he was there healing them.
Okay.
That's the context. I don't think they're in the X Mansion. They're not in Westchester. They're just somewhere Because you know how these fucking things are, bro. Come on, let's be for real. That's what and I want to see what they're gonna do. Look at that fucking sweat stain. Oh my god. Let's see what they're gonna do with No, me.
Oh, that's an IT man hard at work right there.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking sweaty as balls in here. Let's see what they're gonna do with the X-Men. That's what I want to see. I want to see their versions, because if we just keep getting, because their version of X-Men 97 was really fucking good. So I hope they, either take inspiration with that or they actually do something different. But we'll see.
I mean, at this point, I don't really care because, again, there is no Avengers. So I don't really care about I want something different from the MCU, and the X-Men is the closest thing to that. But if the X-Men winds up more same as usual, it doesn't look good. But
it's not worth.
I am excited for Fantastic Four. I think that's got something going for it, and Superman, which are coming out within a week of each other, which is kind of crazy. Next year, so next year is gonna be a telltale sign, whether the MCU does anything different or if Fantastic Four is just more of the same. And then if Superman is better than that movie, then that's a whole new era of superhero movies. Just wait, and soon enough, it's not going to be that's a fucking DC movie. That's bullshit. It's going to be like, oh yeah, DC's rocking it. Fuck Marvel, and that would be an interesting cultural change. Again, we talk about superhero fatigue quite a bit, and clearly there is and there isn't. Like, this movie has made a bunch of money, so clearly there isn't. But as far as like the artistic and like unique perspective, there is fatigue in that. Financially, no fatigue. Artistic wise, yeah.
It's just people want good shit. They want to feel.
We want good shit.
They want to feel like the people making the movies actually give a shit. Yeah. And with Deadpool and Wolverine, regardless of it being a nostalgia bait, it felt like they gave a shit.
It felt like they kind of gave a shit.
No, it felt like that you're just being way too cynical. They gave a shit.
Nah, because
like I feel like you're being a little too cynical on this one.
This one
because if they didn't give a shit, they would not have put Channing Tatum in this movie.
But hold on.
Like, they would not have.
Hold on. Did this feel like a Deadpool movie like the previous ones, or did this feel like Deadpool but MCU?
This felt
it felt like Deadpool, but now he's MCU.
This didn't feel like either of those. It's the same color
grading. It's the same kind of plot structure. The same reliance of the multiverse stuff. Like, it's more or less what we've been getting, but with the side of a little bit more blood, a little bit more language. To
me, it felt more like an X-Men Fox movie. With a taste of MCU.
I agree and disagree with that, because it's like, yeah, it's all about Fox and stuff, but really it's just about Hugh Jackman. Like the other X-Men characters or background characters besides Hugh Jackman and Pyro.
Yeah, but Deadpool, you feel, because they're all in the same universe, in the Fox universe, so it makes sense to me that they're really heavily putting on like every production that was related to Fox and their little Marvel universe with X-Men. So to me,
their little Marvel universe.
Yeah, their little thing. That's what Kevin Feige said. I was there in the meeting. He was like,
"Oh, that's cute."
Because, like, I mean,
even though Days of Future Past is a better Marvel movie than the majority of the MCU.
Yes,
but
100%.
Besides one glaring pothole.
Shut up, dude.
Cannot send people back in time.
It's a fucking dude. Quantum
they don't even,
the quantum realm doesn't exist, and we accepted that it's.
That's fine, but like, they didn't.
She just started doing
make the effort.
She just started doing it. It would make more sense
if Charles Xavier could do that, but the Kitty fucking Pryde. What?
Yeah, dude. Fuck you. I guess because she had like a bigger role in the fucking comics, so they were like, we have to have her be in this.
No,
somehow.
It's because she was like a bigger actress. That's the same thing with Jennifer Lawrence. Like, Hunger Games came out. It's like, all right, you gotta be in these fucking movies now. Like, we got you now. And she hated those
Dude,
movies.
yeah, she hate that. What you know would have been crazy? Getting her back for
I don't
Deadpool and
think she wants
Wolverine.
to even fucking
That
think
would have been
about wearing that makeup.
crazy, dude. That would have been crazy. But no, man, I think
I don't even think she's gonna show up in Secret Wars. Like, she has
no,
been on
she's
record
not.
being like, I fucking hated that era of my career.
Dude, she's not
And I
coming.
don't blame her.
I
Yeah.
don't either. Those movies are bad.
Because she had to deal with fucking Weinstein, which not good. And then all that makeup, it'd be like, oh, look, naked blue woman. But in the comics, she's called naked blue woman because the other movies, you gotta be naked. Idiot.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like this was a good movie. Would I see it again? Not for a while. I'd probably do
Not
like
for
a
a while.
binge of all 3 movies. You know, that'd be fun one day. But I think, you know, ultimately if you like the MCU, you want something, if you
You're
feel
gonna
like
like
there's if you like the MCU, you're going to enjoy it.
If you're
If you
any of
feel
the
like
comments under my Dr.Doom video, you're gonna like this movie. You're gonna think it's
even if you're somebody
Christ.
who's like even if you're somebody who's like, man, these movies are getting so boring and old. This is nice. This is a nice little like, oh no,
it's a little bit of a change up.
they do make good movies sometimes when people give a shit.
Good.
So, yeah, I recommend
Guardians
it.
3 is the last spectacular Marvel.
Oh no, that's the best. This is going to be the
that's
only
the
good
best.
movie for a long time, unless Doctor Doom somehow blows us out of the water. We'll see though.
Dr. Evil was taken. I'm gonna shoot myself in a theater in Minecraft if they make a joke about his fucking name. I'm going to ram my head against the wall and traumatize every teenager / middle schooler in that theater. I'm going to bash my brains in front of everyone.
Well, if they do anything like they did with like Mysterio or whatever,
especially
where, like,
if
the
Ant-Man
name is...
says it, I'm going to go to Paul Rudd's house, give him flowers, be like, "Thank you for your service," and then blow my
and I'm gonna
brains
kill
in
him.
his front lawn.
I'm gonna just kill him.
No, I'm not gonna kill him.
just-
I'm gonna blow my
killing
brains
Paul
out
Rudd.
in his fucking front lawn.
You're gonna
That's
kill
what I'm gonna do.
yourself. You're gonna kill
I'm
yourself.
gonna
just to
traumatize Paul
him.
Rudd, or actually,
And
he
his
probably
kids.
would. We probably. He's like, the third one this week about Ant-Man, huh?
Yeah.
he just has
He's
so many
so
people
used to
killing
it.
themselves in his lawn.
He doesn't even pick up the corpses in his lawn. They're all still there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we both recommend this movie. I think we both enjoyed the movie. Yeah, check out JJ's videos on his channel. He talks about Doctor Doom and Deadpool. I should be posting the video for...
I plan on uploading a lot more to that channel. I essentially want to become a Turkey Tom / Moist Critical, but for nerdy stuff. So that's kind of the vibe I'm aiming for. You know, now that it actually kind of helps that I don't have the PlayStation down here, because when I have the PlayStation down here, all I want to do is just play video.
Where is it in
but
the
like,
main in the living room?
The upstairs now, yeah. So like now that I have the PC, I'm like, let me make a video about this, and then I just do. So yeah. I still don't know when I'm gonna post this channel yet. I got to come up with a video essay idea that I'm passionate.
I will have a video by the end of this week, so be prepared for that.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, right. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching this stream. Really appreciate you guys watching. Next week, I don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about, but we will figure it out, and you guys will probably be there.
If I manage to watch all the X-Men movies beforehand, we could do a tier list.
Yeah, we could do a quick little tier list on all the X-Men movies. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for sticking around for this whole stream. We had pretty good turnout with this one. So thank you guys all for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next stream. No bad jokes from me to close out this stream. Just gonna close it.